Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my monthly update for Pan in Every Palette. This project was spearheaded by Lady Pans a Lot a few years ago, and there was a group of us that are trying to hit Pan in every palette. This project has been done in a few different ways with a few different hashtags over the years, but Pan in Every Palette was kind of our group's hashtag that we were using, and I think most of those original people are done with this project, but I am still going because I have a lot of palettes and a lot of them do not have pan in them. I do have a new pan to talk to you guys about today, so I'm so excited to get going with this update. Let's start with the one I hit pan on. I bet you know what it is already. I finally hit pan in my Too Faced Life's a Festival palette. The shade I've been working on is called Fun in the Sun. It is this top one right here. There you go, you could kind of see it right there. I am wearing it one last time today. I've actually worn it 2 more times since hitting pan. I really enjoyed wearing the shadow. This was not a chore to use at all. It was a joy. I actually enjoyed this entire palette very much. But this was the one I was working on in this project, and I did finally hit pan. In the end, it took me 46 uses to hit pan on it. It did have a couple of uses before I rolled it into this project, but it didn't have a ton of use. So 46 isn't that bad. I've had some pans that took 63, 83 uses. So 46 seems on the lower end. I've also had some pans only take 26 uses to hit pan on. So I'd say 46 is somewhere in the middle, but I was expecting it to take even longer than that actually. But once I started going, yeah, it went pretty quickly. I did use this as an all over lid shade most of the time. And for the most part, I applied it with my finger. I did also use this Beeman shade quite a bit. I got 14 uses out of this throughout this project. And I used a couple of these other shades once or twice, but not much. I really was trying to focus on the shade that I was trying to hit pan on. So I do have a new pan, and this will be rolling out of this project now. Finally, we've all been waiting for this for several months, haven't we? It's finally happening. The remaining 3 palettes in this project will be rolling over for more time, and I didn't get a ton of use out of them, not surprisingly. But let me show you what they are, and I'll tell you what I did do with them. First of all, I have my face palette. This is my Bare Minerals Translucent Powder Duo. I used this 5 times in the past month. This has the matte side and the glow side. When I do use this, I tend to use it as an all-over setting powder, and I tend to just swirl my brush between the 2 powders. But I've been focusing on another powder that is very close to being finished, and so this didn't get a ton of use. I'm guessing my usage is going to pick up pretty significantly by next month. So we're going to finally start seeing some real action on this palette starting next month, I think. Next is my Too Faced Razzle Dazzle Berry eyeshadow palette, and I'm trying to hit pan on this awesome shimmery shade. It's like a creamy shade that looks amazing. If Too Faced ever wants to do an entire palette with just this formula in all different lid shades, I would buy that so fast. I think this is an amazing formula and I like it a lot. But this is the one I'm working on, and I did only use it 1 time in the past month because I was focusing on that other Too Faced eyeshadow for the most part. But yeah, I did get a chance to use this 1 time and I loved it again. Every time I use it, I'm just completely awed by how amazing this shadow and the formula is. But yeah, only 1 use. And I only got 1 use out of my Skinny Dip palette from Jouer. Also, I used Magic Hour. No, I used the shade Skinny Dip, this goldy, like cool tone gold shade, 1 time in the past month. I actually paired this with my blue single that's in my Did You Pan My Battleship project, and that actually worked out kind of nicely. You guys know I've been kind of in a panic mode because for the most part I've been pairing that Too Faced Fun in the Sun shade with my blue eyeshadow, and I've been trying to figure out what I could use with my blue eyeshadow once I hit pan on Fun in the Sun, and I actually thought Skinny Dip on top of that blue eyeshadow worked out really well. So that's good to know. That's one option I can keep in the back of my head. And yeah, I really love this palette. I haven't used it a whole lot in this project yet. Hopefully my usage will start to pick up soon. Just have so much that I'm working on. Before I get into the new palette that I'm rolling into this project, I did want to discuss pan percentage. A few months ago, I teased the idea of tallying up what my percentage of pan is across all of my palettes. And a lot of you guys mentioned in the comments that you really liked the idea and you were looking forward to seeing it. And then I dropped the ball for a few months because it takes like 20 minutes to sit down and tally it all out. And I didn't feel like I had 20 minutes, which is not true, but I just didn't do it. I finally have done it. So I finally sat down, I counted how many products I have that have 2 or more pans. So blush palettes, highlighter palettes, face palettes, eyeshadow palettes, and like combo palettes, anything with 2 or more pans, I counted in this number. It's a lot, of course. You guys know I have a lot of this stuff. And then I counted how many of those palettes have at least 1 pan in them. And I did some division, and my current pan percentage is 5.9%. I don't know how to feel about that. I of course wish it was higher. The obvious goal of this project alone is to get that to 100%. We have a ways to go, but I figured it's a starting off place and we can only go up from there as long as I don't buy a million eyeshadow palettes. But yeah, currently I have 387 palettes. I'm not counting my magnetic palettes that have all of those depotted shades. Those I just count as singles. But I'm at 387 overall, and out of those 387, 23 have at least 1 pan in them, which gives me a percentage of 5.9%. If I did the math correctly, hopefully I did. I do tend to screw it up sometimes, but I tried to double check. So I am currently at 5.9% of pan. What do you think of that? Let me know. So I will be tallying my pan percentage throughout these updates. And if I hit pan in one of these palettes I'm working on in this project, or if I hit pan in another palette that's in another project, I will update my pan percentage as we go along. So I thought that would be an interesting addition to this project and to the discussion of my panning progress. But without further ado, let's get into the palette that I'm bringing in to replace my Too Faced Life's a Festival. I did decide to go back to my spring Shop My Stash shoebox. That is a shoebox full of products that I picked out to focus in on during the spring months. We are technically still in spring, although it's Memorial Day weekend and summer is right around the corner. It is still technically spring. And so I do a video every time a new season rolls around. I shop my stash for products and I try to incorporate those products into projects and get ready with me's during that season. So the palette that I chose from my spring Shop My Stash shoebox is my Pure Visionary palette. I coveted this palette so much for months and months and months. Every time I saw it, I started to drool. A little drool came out of the side of my mouth, and I bought it, and I haven't really used it. I think I've used it once, maybe twice. It's pretty much brand new, which is so typical of me. Here it is right here, some nice, pretty shades. This entire top row looks amazing. Like the gold is not like as me as some of these other shades, but these just kind of champagne colored, pinky colored lid shades look super metallic and super gorgeous. These shades in the middle are, oh, I love. And these shades down here, this shade down here reminds me of Amber Rush from L'Oreal. It looks beautiful. So I am going to spend the next month trying to play around with this palette a few times and get an idea of which shade I might want to work on to hit pan on. And by my next update in a month, I will let you know which shade I chose to hit pan on. And I am really, really looking forward to it. This is a significantly underutilized palette within my collection. So that is everything, you guys. I am so excited to be rolling in a new palette into this project. As of today, after like 3.5 years of doing this project, I have hit pan. Hold on. I have hit pan on 12 palettes. That's not a whole lot. That's not very much at all, but I am happy because I wouldn't have hit pan on those 12 palettes if it wasn't for this project. So I am definitely happy with the 12 pans I have thanks to this project. That is everything for this update, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.